something years.
Yeah.
That's still fun. That's still fun. It's so fun. It's so fun sometimes because there have been instances where I've seen people go, yeah, that intro's crazy, blah, 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 blah. And like we're in the chat or we're in the, we're in the comments or we're in whatever. And I never say anything because I'm a little weird about stuff like that. But, I see it and it feels good, obviously. And I think, I know I say this all the time. You guys are an absolute great show. So it's awesome to be kind of attached to a show like that and have people appreciate it. And there's a couple times I've even been on the show and people will be like, yo, that intro's dope, right? And I'm like, yeah, that shit is kind of fresh. I'm like, I don't know. I never say anything. I never like jump in there like, hey, it's me, Blaze Rock. I'm the guy rapping that, right? I never do that. I always just kind of like, back out of here.
That intro is dope. Yeah, I know. I made it.
Yeah. I know a little bit about that guy. I admit it once or twice. Like, nah, but it's still a big honor, to be able to do that and be on there and still be on there and still be fresh. I know one thing that we do still owe you guys is a revamp because I know you've had some personnel changes, and I think the funny thing, and I know, kind of peeking behind the curtain type of thing, when you guys first had the revamp, a couple of things kind of happened, right? And I remember I said in a I think it was on a comment or a thread or something. I was like, hey, I think we owe you guys a switch up. And then I moved. So my wife and I bought a house. And so I swear to God, we bought this house. Like I had my whole studio set up. Everything was fired up, ready to go. And I was like, I ain't recording shit. So I was just sitting here. I was just playing video games and whatnot. And I mean, everything was set up. I told Paco, I was like, yeah, man. Yeah, he's like, are you even set up yet? I was like, oh yeah. He's like, you are? I'm like, yeah. He's like, so you recording? Nah, hell no. So yeah, but no, we still owe you guys that.
I didn't even know he moved, and he moved like half the distance closer to me.
Yeah.
And goes, yeah. So by the way, I live here now. And I go,
yeah.
Since when?
Yeah, it was an interesting time, and I mean, I still
haven't been in his house.
Yeah, see, I can kind of echo, some of what Paco's saying. It was a very interesting time period for me, personally. Yeah, for me personally, mentally, emotionally, etc. A lot of things going on in the family, and I really just took a lot of time to myself to get myself right. And I'm big on accountability and accountability of self first and foremost. And there's a lot of things that I felt like I should be doing better, for myself and as myself, to others, to my kids, to my, to my wife, my family, my friends, etc. So even to Paco's point, when I finally said to him like, hey, bro, I live like up the road from you now. I told him and I apologized to him. I said to him, I was like, dude, I wasn't ready to experience that with anybody. I was like, my mom hadn't even been to my house at that point, a good portion of my children hadn't been to my house at that point because I was just in that deep of a depressive state, getting to that point. And once we got here and everything else, that once we got there, across that finish line, it was like all of that weight over all those years and time or whatever, it just crushed me. And instead of trying to fight it and fight over it and fight through it like I always had, I just took the time. And my wife was very super supportive about it. And she didn't push me to be like, well, you got to do this, you got to do that, or we need to do this or whatever. She was like, no, you need to take every single moment, second, minute that you need in the way you need to, because you haven't. And so it was absolutely therapeutic for me. It's the biggest reason I haven't recorded a single thing since I've lived here. And Paco and I have talked about it, is I'm finally at a point where I'm getting to where I'm like, okay, now I feel good. Now I feel good enough to do what we need to do. Now I feel good enough to even do something like this, being on the live and talking about the Mercs and what we're doing and be comfortable. So it feels good to be in that position. But again, I hate owing people. My word is everything to me. So that's why I'm like, I didn't want y'all to think I forgot, because I have not forgotten. It is literally still in my notes. I will also peel a little bit back, is I actually have the whole thing written, and it's just been sitting there. I've tons of songs and stuff, even for our Merc stuff, just written, that have been written over the last 2-3 years now, and just sitting there. But we're ready. We're gonna get it done. We're gonna make sure you guys get something nice that we can move you. Because man, you guys, I love it. I just love seeing you guys going up and up, and continuing to grow and be as big as you are. And I think we might mess around and have to do something specifically for this show. We might have to do that too. You know what I'm saying?
I think
that might be a move.
Okay.
That might be a move. That might be a move we might need to entertain here shortly.
I'm cool with that.
So one of the things in the creative process, Blaze and I have always not just held each other accountable on every level of friendship and brotherhood. We always have a kind of like an agreement, even if we don't hear from each other for weeks, months, whatever, just know that we're behind the scenes getting stuff done. Check in. Hey, how you doing? Blaze is one of the only people that texted me on May 17th, and that was the 1-year anniversary of the passing of my dad.
Yep.
And he's, dude, I know today is rough. Take your time. And that's where we are with each other. And so now it's kind of like the convergence has come back again. And that's what's up.
Yeah.
So, sorry, letting real life get in the way of hats here. So
no. I think we're still in like mental health awareness month too. I think.
Jesus!
All the time.
Hang on
all
a
the
second.
time.
I gotta tell you, to anybody watching, especially dudes, and I'm being dead serious. Asking for help and seeking help.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing wrong with it.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at
I
all.
will be the first to admit I started going to therapy when my dad passed. Because it was the weight of everything taking over the family business and just untangling things and, wills and just
everything.
Stuff like that.
Yep.
Just everything. And having somebody to talk to that doesn't share your last name helps immensely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do whatever it is that you need to do to get right. Because I'll tell you, I've never experienced depression up until this past year. Because I didn't even know what it looked like.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh my God. What it is? I texted Blaze, I'm like
a brick.
Dude.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
This sucks. And to think that nobody cares, that's just a lie. People care.
Yeah.
But you also have to open yourself up and be vulnerable in a way.
That's a big thing. Like, everyone's going through their own thing. There's times where you get frustrated and maybe you don't communicate that, and then you start lashing out at people, and then it really affects relationships.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
when you can just really just straight shoot and be like, hey man, that really bothered me, what's good? Or instead ego gets in the way, then you start yelling at each other, and then you start ruining relationships that way, and it's not good. Yeah. Take that as a lesson. Keep whoever you have close to you and be vulnerable with them, and ask for help, like you said.
That's right.
Talk about it.
Absolutely right.
Give people the benefit
fact
of
that I got somebody like Blaze that went through what I was going through helped immensely, because I couldn't even imagine trying to untangle things in my mind on my own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Real talk.
So
yeah, for real. Well, that was cool. I did not know that was not going to be on my bingo card for today. Break, but yay, May is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we still got
last day.
Yeah, last day.
Boom.
Exactly.
Boom.